I've kind of been interested in this idea of how we as artists become time travelers. Uh, what I mean by that is I regard a time traveler as the artist or the painter who sets up their canvas, gets all their stuff out, and 5 seconds later they're hanging a framed finished painting on the wall with lots of people looking at it and making comment and whatever, you know. And what I obviously mean is in our heads or in their heads, this happens, and there's this mighty jump in time. And basically, what that is, you know, I talk to people who are painting and they've just begun, and they're already imagining what the finished piece is like, or believe they can picture what the finished piece is like, and also what people are going to think of it and what's going to happen to it. And so they'll say, you know, something like this isn't going to be very much good, or in their mind they have this done, or they have a picture of what they want to see when it's done, and they get that stuck in their mind, so they're living in the future whilst their hands are daubing away on the canvas. And there are reasons this happens, and one of the reasons is that we are conditioned, especially nowadays, to want things immediately and to have that thrill of a finished, attractive looking product very quickly. And it penetrates into art as well, and into all sorts of aspects of art. But as me, when I'm teaching, I see it that uh, you know, there are uh, lots of videos out there and lots of uh, classes and things that go on television shows that can give an impression that it's all about how well it looks and how quickly it looks that well. Um, so you have the people on television, obviously, uh, who in half an hour can produce a wonderful landscape or something very, very quickly with, and it's great, and you get that quick fix, and it is lovely. And uh, as far as having some enjoyment of painting, it's okay. Uh, and then the other thing is that, you know, we want that fix so quickly that it holds us back. In other words, that we start to believe that that's the way that you make art or you make painting. And if you don't think about any other way or look at any other way, then it's natural that that's what you will feel. Then there's nothing wrong with that in itself. Don't get me wrong. Art is, to me, an ultimate freedom. So the way we make our art and how we make our art and why we make our art should be individual. Um, what I'm saying is it's important to keep a balance between that idea that it's something that you do, and there's little tricks that will automatically make it look good within a few seconds and that's it. Uh, but the other way is to take time with what you're doing and analyze it and ask questions about how it can be better, even better again. Because if you don't ask that question or those questions, then you will keep repeating the quick fix scenario. So what happens is then when you're painting, your mind is not there. Your mind is days ahead, weeks ahead, and you know what this will look like. And while you're daubing and painting and working at your work, you're not addressing the problems there. You're already projecting the problems or the solutions that you're going to get. You have a picture in your mind of what it should be like, and that blinds you to what's actually really in front of you. So very often what you're working at, the hand is moving, but the brain is somewhere else. And how can your painting possibly be improved, because you're not looking and analyzing and making decisions on it, because you're busy wanting the finish piece. You want the goodies at the end of it. And I do feel that is the result of a lot of things we look at on television and other videos, and maybe even different philosophies of teaching, if you like, of art, of painting. And what I'm saying really is, I think it's important that you also consider that it's all right not to have a painting in half an hour, or not to do a complete landscape or still life in a day, because there are great things to be achieved with those things you can paint in a week or a month or a year even. Believe it or not, that is the way it is. And we resent that, you see, in our society. We resent the idea of, I've got to wait for a week or goodness, a month. In other words, I've got to wait for this to dry and then I put another layer on it. The guy on TV, he does it in 5 minutes, and he just uses all the wet paint and slaps it on, and it all runs over the place, and it looks lovely. And that is a conditioning that we have to stop, or at least allow for some other options. Be open-minded about it. It's like fast food. This is the thing. That we can walk out today and get a burger in 5 minutes, and it's tasty and it fills you up, and it's all of that stuff. And that's okay. That's great. If you want to live on fast burgers, and that's okay. But if you want a quality, nutritious meal, we all know that takes time. Things have to be chopped up and prepared and put on, seasoned and cooked for a long time and all that. And there's no real way around that, because if you do it the quick way, you lose the nutrients. And painting is the same. You have lovely, tasty meals, but they maybe lack some nutrition, visual nutrition, if you like. And a lot of people have lost out on incredible things that happen when you do sometimes slow down with painting. That when you do bother to let it dry and go back a day or two later and work on it, and let it dry and go back another day too, if you slow that pace down, then you can see things that can only happen that way. Though there's certain things you can only do that take time. There's no quick solutions to them. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who sell the quick solution, and it's fair enough. It's not my way. It's not the way I believe in teaching it. So I'm always trying to encourage people to have a go at the slower way, or not the slower way, the more thorough way, the systematic way, and see what happens. Because it's like things in general. If you run away with yourself, you're not enjoying and engaging in this moment. It's a bit like life, if we rush ahead and think about 5 days away, we're not actually appreciating, oh look, I'm here in a nice place, oh there's a nice tree and the sunshine. And it's the same with your painting. The act of painting is an exciting thing. As you push paint one color into another and watch all of the things that happen, it's a beautiful experience. But a lot of people, if I went to them and said, can you remember what you did there the last 10 minutes? They may not remember it, because their mind is elsewhere. You need to bring yourself right down to what's happening right in front of you on that easel or wherever you're working. And I would just say to you, please give that a try, and be careful. Just be careful of, if you like, how much fast food, visual fast food you're taking in.